So did you guys have a close relationship, like besides like the working relationship?
Yeah, you know what's so funny? When one thing I do remember now that was came to mind was the when he picked the shit is real. He came to my house, to my mother's house in East Elmhurst. I remember him coming to the basement. We played some beats for him. He picked that. Um, I mean, listen, I've had conversations with him. It wasn't just, the times in the studio. Uh, I've had conversations with him quite a few times, but again, it's always been everything civil. The only thing where I remember Joe, um, I had a song. So I remember, being in a disagreement with him was I had a song I did with Seis, Prospect, and Armageddon. It was for a project I was doing, and then G Rap, we put G Rap on it, but he was on a totally different beat. So it goes in from their song into his, but it's still the same song. Um, and Seis did the hook. So I get a call from the people at the time. They were doing the movie The Boiler Room, right? Um, and the guy was like, "I have some songs that you did that you sent me." Um, he goes, I'm doing the editing right now. This is the producer of the movie, and he's saying, I want this Terror Squad song. And I was like, oh man. But you got to tell me now. I said, when do they get paid? He goes, but I won't be able to pay till February. And we're talking about we were like in September. And I remember being in front of Pun's house, and everybody was out there. And I went up to Joe and I said, hey, I just got a call about putting this song in Boiler Room. And he said, well, are they going to, he says they want to put it in now. I said, yeah, he wants to put it in now. He goes, well, I want to check now. I said, they're not going to pay out till February. He goes, no, so then they can have the song in February. And I was like, wow. So, and then, I remember Sace being upset. He was like, I told you, I knew it. This guy ruins everything. I was like, wow, that's the first time I ever.
Say said that to you?
Yeah, Say said that. He says, I knew he was going to do that. I knew he was going to do that.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. Because he says he's going to say no. He's going to say no. I said, no, he's not going to say no. Why would he say no to a movie? I mean, you guys are going to get paid. And Sace was 100% right. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow. I was like, really? Like, it's a song from an album I did, from a project that I was working on. Like, why would,
So were you upset
I,
that you couldn't put it in either? Because that means that you weren't getting a check from that then.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, so, I had to get the clearance from him to get it on there. I mean, it was one thing for my project, but then that's another, right? So, it didn't happen. And it's funny because that same project, they wanted they wanted other they wanted other songs from my from that same record for Training Day, actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that didn't happen either. So it's you get a lot of blocking. That's why it's always great to do your own thing. This way, it's totally independent. I don't need to ask. Let's move
Right.
forward. Yeah.